Hello, it's TD at VFX Rex Music Production Studio, and we also do so many different other productions, including 3D animation and many other creative things, including filmmaking. We do it all here. Anyway, a little bit ago I started this trance song in Ableton, and then I had some work done on my computer, so I couldn't get back to it for a little bit. And I got my computer back, so I just opened this trance song up, and I'm having some fun with it. It's relatively basic, but I think it sounds good. It's right now it's all samples, but I'm running a lot of different plugins on it and a lot of different filter effects and other effects, and I plan on doing more. But I don't want to go too far and kind of make the sound just too weird, because it sounds pretty good and pretty clean already. But I just wanted to do this video and kind of take you through this process of just being creative. And different people work in different ways, and there's not really a good way and a bad way, but at the same time I really like my way, which is like I kind of lay it down on the basics first, and then I just start putting effects, and I start putting video editing and maybe even vocals, and just kind of layer by layer until I get this sound that I want. And I just want to take you through this video about kind of that process of just listening to it and kind of trusting your ear, that if you're listening and you go, you know, I think it really needs a hi-hat here, because your mind is telling you that it's missing something there and that you think that a hi-hat is the right way, then you put a hi-hat in. And you have to listen to different hi-hats and try to get the right one that you like. So there's might be a lot of different hi-hats, or there might be one that's not looped, it's just a single hit, so you have to turn it into a loop sort of. And there's a lot of different things you can do, but what I'm trying to get at is kind of how these things just hit me right then. Like, it needs a crash here, or it needs another synth here, or it needs a flanger here, or it needs a delay here, or it needs some kind of effect here. And I just want to take you to this process that I use, which is kind of building a song based on what I think it hears upon multiple listens. So I kind of just play it through and I go, you know, that sounds good, but it sounds kind of like it needs more of a kick here or something. And it's this additive process. Now, unfortunately, I've already started the song, so I'm not starting from scratch on this. So a little bit of this creative process was sort of missed in that process. But where it is now, I'm still working on it, particularly the second half. So I also just want to kind of play you this song, and I hope you like it. And I want, you know, to get you to understand like kind of how I'm laying this down in Ableton. By the way, I'm originally from Sonic Foundry Acid, then that became Sony Acid, then that became Magic's Acid. And I started learning, I also use a little bit of FL Studio. I got to learn more. But I started using Ableton, and I'm still getting used to some of the functionality on that. But I just wanted to take you through some of this. So I'm going to push play, and hopefully you'll like it. But also, it's me listening and kind of thinking, what does it need? And what I do is I kind of grab it right then, because if I wait till later and I go, oh, I'll do it later, but I know it needs an echo here, but I'll get it later, it doesn't happen. I forget about it and I don't do it. And then that cool idea of adding that effect there or adding a crash or something gets lost. And I kind of feel bad about, like, I knew it needed something, I thought about something, but I didn't do it right away, and now it's lost. So I like to jump in and do it the second I hear it. If I hear like, oh, I think it needs a crash here, I go search for a crash. If I say, oh, it needs an echo here, I search for a delay. And that's kind of like how I build this, is I don't wait and like address things later, I do it right then. So the song starts off kind of like in a simple way, and I might want to do some things to spice this up, by the way, which is part of that process, the creative process. But I also kind of like it that it's this like simple beginning and then it goes pretty much into a full trance song. By the way, this is not finished. It's kind of in the process of laying it down. But that being said, I think it sounds pretty cool already, but I'll let you guys, I hope you guys like it too. I'm going to push play and I'm just going to work on the creativity of this song right here. You can see I built the volume rising so that it's not just hitting. There's this sound. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. By the way, there's another sound here that I have silent right now because it's creating this infinite loop on it that I want to solve that. But I'm going to turn it on so you guys can hear the effect. It's coming up. Here comes this effect right here. Take a listen. I put an explosion here. So you can hear that. You're going to hear this sound again. I'm going to play this sound again. I don't know what that noise is. I gotta find out what caused that craziness. That was crazy. Some kind of really loud noise. That must be this. I'm gonna put a delay on this to try to make that just last a little longer, and I'm gonna put a pong so it kind of goes right left on the speakers. I hope it sounds good. By the way, if you hear that continuous sound, that's this channel here that I was saying I gotta do something about. And let me just solo that so you hear it. This is what this channel does. It's the tail end of this. It just keeps making the noise after it's done, and I kind of like the sound here, so I don't want to turn anything else down. So I just want to get rid of the sounds in here. And one of the things I want to do on that is automate that sound. And I have no idea why, but when I push that A key, it doesn't go into automate on this version. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. So I'm just gonna leave it for now, but I need to fix that and just raise the volume and lower it so that we don't keep hearing that feedback forever. But then let's go back to this sound. So I wanted to add this pong. Let's hear how that sounds. Okay, another thing I'm going to try right here. I'm not sure if it will sound good or bad, but I'm going to try doing these a little bit of like micro editing and see if I can create like a little bit of a stutter on this as it starts. So I'm just going in and this requires a lot of patience and a little bit of obsessive compulsive disorder, but I'm just going to delete every other little space here and just see if it sounds better, or should you go back to the way it used to be. It's just a little trick I'm using to try to modernize this sound a little bit. I'm going to try something else too. And a lot of this is experimented. This isn't written down. This is experimentation to see if we like it or not. And if it doesn't sound good, you can push the undo. But I kind of have a feeling it might sound good, and it's just trying to find out or not. And you don't know till you try things. And so far I like that. It created this stutter effect, which is sort of like, I mean, I think that's been around for a while, but I think of recently it was made more popular by like one of my favorite guys who's BT, one of my favorite producers. And he just takes it to an entirely other level of this audio splicing and stuttering. But I'm just kind of trying to get some of that feeling. So on this one, I want to make it, I actually want to make that effect increase. So I want it to like incrementally, like this one was bigger spaces, and then I want it smaller and smaller until that break. So it kind of goes like, you know, kind of just speeds up over the course instead of just like always sounds the same. So I'm kind of ramping that up. And so I'm going to make these ones a little smaller of a removal. So it kind of sounds like and it's just speeding up. And who knows? There is a point where it might sound either indistinguishable, you can't really tell it of the effect, and there's another point where it might sound bad. So we'll have to see how this sounds. I'm just kind of making it incrementally smaller. And I just highlight these sections and push delete. And again, you know, if you don't like how it sounds, you can always go back. But you got to do that experimentation in my belief. The other thing is to keep in mind is by default it creates this volume curve, which generally is what you want. But if you want it to sound a little louder and a little harsher, of like, you know, then you can remove that curve and it will just be straight volume without those dips. But let's hear this. Personally, I kind of love that. I think that sounds good. It's too bad it's going to get missed with the other sounds. You probably won't even hear it now. But I turned the other sounds on. Let's hear this a second. I think this effect is too early. I want to put it here and see how that sounds. And that might be a little early too, because I want that right on here, I think. Let me see how this sounds. Let's see how this sounds. So this one here has a delay on it, but I was thinking, what if I turned the delay off for the first part of where it's building, and I only put the delay on this part. So I duplicated the channel, and this one here has the delay off when it's building, and then the delay only comes on for when it hits. I also might want to turn that down a little, because it just sounded a little loud when that hit, and it sounded like the note was a little weird. So this is what I'm talking about, is addressing things the minute you hear them, not later when you forget about it and you don't even know what you're doing with the song anymore and you're moving on with your life. It's like you got to address this right away, in my opinion. So let's hear this. I still don't hear this very well. I'm going to turn that up a little. That's cooler. That's a little cooler because I can hear it. I think it may be a little too loud. But see, I turned the echo off on that part because I wanted to hear each little splice. And with the echo, it kind of got lost, I think. So let's hear this. I like that. I want to continue this effect a little longer though. Like at least to this bar here. You know? And the fun thing about this is you can do all kinds of experiments. Like this one's every other line. And sometimes I'll do something silly. Like I'll start doing like every third, like count what now, like because this was every one. So now I count 2. And kind of make it, it's kind of makes like a building effect so that it's just not mechanical, but it's like it starts to have almost this human quality because of the way it was spaced differently as it came in. Now I'm doing every 3. So it's kind of like this, the effect is coming on more over time on the sound instead of like always on. Now we went to 3, now it could go to 4, and this may sound terrible and we don't know until we try it. So I'm going to try every 4, and then we could go here to go at every 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then depending on how long this is, we could even go like we go all the way to here. But this might sound weird and we have to try it. Let's see how this would sound. It might sound real strange, but we don't know till we try it. So let's hear how this sounds. And maybe this earlier part should go back on the echo layer, I was thinking. But let's see. It's kind of weird, I didn't even hear this. It's weird how I didn't even hear that. Let me turn it up a little louder. That sounds pretty cool. I like that. See, now I hadn't even addressed this end part yet. It's not even the end. This is a bridge and the song keeps going. Like I said, this song is in the process of being laid down right now. But I think parts of it sound pretty cool. Parts of it sound like they need work. And one of the things that I kind of felt like I needed was a riser of some kind. Sometimes I like risers. Sometimes I like just what are called ups. They go whoop, like that. So, but let's hear this. If there's any risers that might want to work. And let's see. Let's try. We're in D on this. Actually, we're in. Yeah, we're in D major. I think I want to up. Not that sounds more like a, almost like an explosion. So I'll say up. And now these are all my different. These are all my different samples. I've got a lot of them, and so you type in up over here, and then like one of the ones that has a lot of them is this Cosmic Sweeps, and I have all these ups, right? So. I mean, you could try that one right away. Let's see. And I forget if this has like effects on it, like it's going to mess with the sound a little bit, or is it going to be clean like that? So that's interesting because it already kind of has like this tail on it. It seems like it needs to move over. Let's just temporarily put it here. I know that's a little sloppy, but let me just... Okay, so I put it on the channel that has an echo on it, but I also want to start it without that echo. So let's just do this and then a little bit of this. Now, the thing is that about this is that this whole tail end of the song needs so much work. And I just kind of wanted to show you this process, and let's... I don't want to keep this video too long. We'll do another one later. But let's see. Let's just hear this over again. So I'm typing in reverse, and I'm looking through these kits, and I want to add like reverse crashes in here. Now, some people love it and some people don't. And I like to put a lot of interesting effects on sounds. So sometimes I'll go like, but actually let's just put a few more reverses in and then we'll put effects on those. So we got a few here. This one's starting to go like be transferred to the next part. I'm not sure if I want that there. Let's hear how that sounds. I kind of wanted it in the middle of this. By the way, that intro needs help, but right now I'm just kind of laying it in. It's not considered finished at all. So I like these reversed because they kind of sound like it's pulling the song along and it's leading to something. It's leading to something. There's a plugin called Manipulator that I bought. And I'm going to try that on this. It might sound a little weird, but let's see. So there's this plugin, Manipulator, and there's a bunch of presets. This one says effects. Why don't we try that? And it might be a little weird, but let's hear. We can go through different ones. So like, let's hear this. So you could hear what that did to that. This is just a reverse cymbal. You can hear what it did to it. I mean, this is how it used to sound right here. Without, this is no effects. Now this is with this manipulator. And I'm actually going to turn it, it's wet dry, I'm going to turn it down a little because it's a little too crazy. And I might just make this a little louder. Let's hear it with the song. I think that adds something in this quiet part. Let's hear that. And I actually like this manipulator. I'm going to do it in the other area too. I like that. I like really spacey type of sounds, and I want you to hear this now. Let me know what you think. I think it sounds pretty cool because it's kind of just, I tell you, these effects are really cool. Now I could go with a natural cymbal sound, like a real cymbal, but come on, this is electronic music, and I'm trying to have a different sound than some of the other people without sounding too crazy on these effects, because then it's just a showcase of effects. But I kind of want to change the sound a little from just an average sound sometimes. So let's hear this. My gosh, that's crazy. I kind of like that. It sounded a little like an insect or something, though. I want to change. I want to change that. Some of these sometimes don't sound that great on cymbals. That one wasn't too bad. Just turn it down a little. That sounds kind of cool to me, kind of futuristic on that cymbal. I like that. There's also another reverse crash up here that I already placed before. So we kind of have a double reverse crash. It's probably got more than it needs. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this. I'm going to delete this and delete this. And I want to have these sort of in this part of the song, kind of coming every couple, every couple measures. So, might be a little off here. So this is where this line is. So let's come in at number 2, 1, 2, and then we'll go to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll go to 1, 2, 3, 4. So there should be another cymbal here probably. But let's just hear this, and then what I'm probably going to want to do is get another cymbal. So I type in reverse, and then I go to this trance elevation, which I think has a lot of great cymbals from me. I've always liked their stuff. I always like their samples from this company, from this pack, and I've been using this pack for a long time, and it's like, am I gonna change? But I like it, and I kind of make it part of my sound is I listen for packs, and I try to listen for packs that I like, and then from the ones I like, I pick it, and I kind of use those again, you know? So I want to put just a shorter one right here, just to sort of fill in this space without a lot of echoing it. I'm going to turn that one down a bit, and it might need a wet symbol like the others. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to get another wet, and I'm going to put that, and I'm just going to take this down a little, and just because it goes right into that other symbol, and I'm just going to turn the volume down on that a little bit, and let's just hear how some of these sounds. Now the manipulator effect might be starting to ruin the sort of uniqueness that we had on a couple of them. Now it's all now there's so many variations, and it's, you know, how many sounds do we want to put on the symbols? But I like to play around with these and just get these different sounds. So let's hear what we've got here. And for some reason, I just had this idea that I want to put a delay on this one and make it last a little longer. So I'm going to go to audio effects, and I like the clean delays. Let's go to one of these, a ping, and I'm just going to lengthen that a little bit, the dry wet. So let's hear this one again. Now this one has a echo on it. I like that. Now this one here, I want to duplicate this layer, and I want to delete this and delete these just for now, and maybe we'll drag them back up there again. But I feel like this one needs more than just the flange that it has, and I want to put a phaser on it. And you know, you guys don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm showing what I do, but you know, I like to give things this real electronic sound, and I don't make it sound normal. So that's my thing. Interesting. I want to turn the flange off and just the phaser. Let's hear that. It put like a weird sound on that, I think. Let's try phased. Let's try the Great Buddha. I mean, there's these different phaser settings. That's not what I was thinking. That's a pretty crazy Zappified. Let's try that. I want to get away from this kind of sound. Maybe flicker advice. Device. I kind of like that. It's a little weird. There's also this emphasizer. So I want to turn that down. I actually like that pretty well, and again, I'm still working on this song, but let's play from the beginning and just hear what those symbols did. I don't want this one. I like this because it almost becomes disco here. And this one has a flanger too. The bass line comes in real nice. I actually like this great Buddha on the bass in just little parts, and this is where this gets really nuts, is when I want to put one effect on one part but not the whole thing. So I just go in and just try to mix it up a little so that it's not just boring. Excuse me. So I duplicate the layer. This one here, I want to put the Great Buddha effect on, but it's a phaser. This one here, I want to turn it off. So let's hear how this sounds. So it still has a phaser, but not. It has the discord, but then the Great Buddha kicks on for this only this one area, but not the whole part of the bass. I can't really hear it very much, this effect, this Buddha. Let me turn this one off and see if you can just hear only that then. That's weird what it's doing. That's the bass. So even though it's bass, I want to put an EQ on this. And I want to actually... It's bass, but I want to actually increase the treble on that because I want to hear those little bells. I just think it kind of sounds cool only in this one part, but I might replicate it in other parts. But let's just... Isn't that funny, those little bells there? That is so funny. That is sounds so funny. Oh, I love that. Okay. Now it goes into heavy bass. turn the volume down on this. I'm going to turn the volume down on that, and then I'm going to split this and turn this volume down a little bit. And what I want to do is, like, I still want that Buddha Pong effect on the, I mean, the phaser effect, but I want it to just be less. Yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds good. That sounds pretty cool. I really like this effect that's on the bass, and I like this build-up area too. It still needs a little massaging, but I just want to hear that one last time before we... And part of this video today was all about how I'm working and how I'm hearing things. And one of the things I'm hearing is I think I want to have like this roll here, like just a short one before that change up. So again, I bought trance rolls was one of them. I bought so many kits over the years, but let's see, they got small. I want to get a smaller one. Let's try that. I just want to hear how this sounds. And I like these little attentions to detail. I also want to put like a small crash after that. So I like to just sort of do it as I hear those. They kind of come to my ear, and I think probably a dry. Let's hear this. Do you think that build-up could have been longer? Let's see. I kind of want to hear that little bell one more time right at the end of this. Going to fade that up, and I don't even know if you'll hear it, but I'd like to try to hear it. Oh yeah, I like that one. That's real cool. I don't know if this will sound good or bad. Let's try it. Just a little intro. Nah, I like it. Maybe let's get rid of every other one. Let's see how this sounds. I just wanted to try some different experimentation. I'm doing a little bit of sloppy cutting on this too. I see that, but just want to kind of get the feeling. Let's just hear this. That was weird. Okay. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. This is where it gets really crazy. OCD type style. Like when you just start getting into this micro editing here that I'm doing right now. I'm taking these little guys and just putting them in there, still fading up because it sounded like I want to lead into this part, but I don't want to have it full volume. So I'm taking these little in-betweens and bringing it way down. Let's just hear that and then see how that sounds. Yeah, now it's more smooth. It goes from the into the faster one because I put that little blend in. I accidentally pushed undo. I'm going to push save. So save often. I kind of think it might need a clap right there. Just one clap. But the problem is, can I get the right clap right now? It's already got some stuff on it. I want to find a clean channel. This one's clean. I might want to delay though. Let me put this one on the one with delay, and then I'll copy it to the one without delay. So it has like some of a hard hit, and then it has a delay after that. Let's just hear this. Let me try it over here. I think it adds a little something to that there. I kind of like that. It's a little loud. It just kind of gives it a life there. Yeah. Okay. With this going all night, I'm going to end this video now. I think this was a successful video. I hope you like it. By the way, I hope you love this band Rat. I just got this new shirt and I love them. And it's not at all the electronic that we're listening to, but I just love this band. And it gives me inspiration to listen to them and watch this band that was such an entertaining band. And I love the shirt. But I hope this really helped hit home that we can put these different effects and arrange this stuff in real time. And as you have to hear it. I'm trying to get you guys to understand what my process is for developing an ear for things as a producer. Like, how are you a producer? You have to develop an ear for what's necessary to make it sound better. That's what it's all about. But let me this has this sound, I'm going to fix this, but I just want to hear how that sounds with that transition. So, I'm pretty happy with this. This little guy keeps echoing too. This one's got a long feedback on it. Maybe I'll take that off a little bit. It just never ends. It's just permanent. So let me just turn that off a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want me to do more videos. And I like to showcase kind of the creative side of things. A lot of people talk about how to get this kind of sound or how to get that kind of sound or how to quickly lay something down. And I'm trying to get to develop your own style and your own knowledge of where you think things need to go, because you're developing an ear for it. So you're developing an ear to say, where does the cymbal need? Where does the echo need? Where does the flange need to be there? Where do I need a break? And I'm trying to develop these things too. I'm trying to find myself too. It's not like I'm already completely this guy who's already knows everything. I'm trying to find it as I work the song. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And stay in touch. And don't forget to subscribe and push the notification bell. And keep watching the videos by TD and VFX Rec Studio. And we also like to showcase other producers on here. You've seen Apollo. There may be others or more working with Apollo and others. And I hope you continue to tune in. And I hope you enjoy the channel. I hope you learned something from it. And not only the technical, but the creative. To start developing that creative side of your brain to hear things that are little subtle things sometimes that the song might need. And I hope I was also successful at that. So have a great time, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the next video.